Hey guys, it's Ryan. I just wanted to follow up in regards to my 360 L5S1 spinal fusion that I had done on December 2nd. I did a video the night that I had the surgery, just kind of letting you guys know how I felt at that point in time, and I haven't given any updates since then, so I just wanted to fill you in from then until now. And I did write it all down, so I'm going to be reading again, but I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible. I didn't want to miss out on anything that I've been writing down, and just going to make it as quick and as informative as possible. So if you have any questions, just feel free to message me, and I'll respond to them as soon as possible, because I'm sure I have left out certain things that people will have questions on. So here goes. So the day of surgery, which again was December 2nd, at about 2:30 in the morning, I kept telling the nurses, at about 2 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. I kept telling the nurses that my pain was increasing, and I was having issues trying to blow into the breathing thing that they give you to use to try and keep your lungs clear, to keep pneumonia away, which is actually this little thing right here. I don't know what it's called, but you still have to use it after surgery. And when you go home, and you're supposed to use it pretty often, as much as kind of when you think about it, use it. Anyway, so I was letting them know that I was having problems breathing into that because of the pain in my abdomen. Every time I, take a deep breath and blow into or inhale, it really would hurt my incision in my abdomen. So I kept telling them about that, and I knew that I was going to be in more pain anyway as that day went on, and I didn't think it should be anywhere where it was at. It was not under control by any means. So the nurse actually asked me why they didn't give me a PCA when they sent me to recovery, and I told her, well, I don't know. And anyway, so since I didn't have one, she went and got me one. She said I should have one because it's for the breakthrough pain. So she set me up with a PCA with Dilaudid that I was using about every 15 to 20 minutes. I was pushing the button, which you can push it about every 10, but I was about that range, about 15 to 20 minutes I'd push it. Finally, at about 7:30 in the morning, the morning nurse that I got, I told her, I was like, hey, this PCA pump's not really doing anything. I keep pushing the button and I'm not getting any relief. It doesn't even feel like I'm pushing the button. So I told her I wasn't going to be pushing it anymore. And so she had asked me when my last dose of my Percocet was. And so I told her it was about 1:45 in the morning, and she said, well, that's why it's not working, because the PCA is for breakthrough pain. That's only supposed to deal with the little bit of pain that you're having when you need that pain relief that the Percocet's not taking care of. And so I was well past a dose of Percocet. They were giving me Percocet just about every 4 hours. I was getting 2 10 milligram doses of Percocet. So from 1:45 until 7:30 that morning, I had, there was nothing I had. So anyway, so finally by 8 o'clock, she gave me my dose of Percocet that I needed, and they actually told me at that point in time by noon they'd be taking the catheter out, and then I could start trying to go pee on my own. And so my pain finally did get under control by about 4 p.m. On the 3rd, which was that second day in the hospital. And I stopped using the PCA altogether, and I was going pee on my own. They started me walking at about 5:30 that morning, with the walker, of course. And also that morning, my stepmom got there, and I ate my breakfast with her, which was a clear liquid breakfast, and that was the first meal that I had ate. And she also helped me walk with the walker. They allowed her to help me because she's actually a nurse. So I got up a few times while she was there and used the walker, and she took care of me during that time. Then my mom got there afternoon and then took care of me for the rest of that day, I guess. And so I walked a few times while my mom was there and ate, again, a clear liquid lunch. For dinner, they had taken me off clear liquids, but I still was on a liquid diet, so I actually ate like a cream of mushroom soup. Then later my boyfriend came up that evening to visit me, and he actually walked with me with my walker. And then after he left, I went to sleep right after he left, and I ended up where I was waking up just about every 2 hours on my own to go to the bathroom. And when I'd wake up, I'd go to the bathroom, and then I'd also go ahead and take a walk with my walker on my own. No nurse would walk with me or anything. And I just did a couple of laps up and down the hallway, and then I'd go back to sleep, and then about 2 hours later, I'd do it all over again. Then the next morning, which was December 4th, so that was my third day in the hospital, on one of my walks, I actually passed by my surgeon, and he was kind of in shock to see me, and he said right away, he said, "Hey, wow, you're doing pretty good. Do you want to go home today?" And I was like, "Sure." And so by noon on the third day, I was discharged. Let me see here. What does that say? I don't know what that says, but anyway, so they said when I go home that they didn't need to send me home with a walker. I was doing fine using the walker, and they let me walk a little bit on my own in the room without the walker, and they said you don't really need one, but I actually requested that they send me home with one anyway, because I have dogs, and they're large dogs, and I didn't want them to either bump into me or jump on me, and the walkers kind of kept them away from me. So I did get sent home with that walker, and the ride home was about an hour for me. It wasn't too much fun, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I actually dozed off a couple of times on the ride, which was kind of nice, because I bet if I stayed up for the entire ride, it would have been more painful. Let's see, I think I slept most of that day that I had come home. I was still getting up still about every 2 hours to go to the bathroom. And let's see. And then I also, when I was up, I'd walk for about 5 to 10 minutes and do my little breathing exercise on the little breathing machine that they gave me in the hospital. Let's see. One thing when I was in the hospital, they never offered to bathe me. So I'm thinking maybe I just wasn't there long enough for them to even offer it. Anyway, so when I did get home, I did take a shower with the help of my mother, because they will tell you this saying, BLT, which means no bending, no lifting, and no twisting. So I couldn't wash my lower half of my body on my own. So thankfully, my mother did that for me, which I told my mom, I was like, I bet you never thought you'd have to give me a bath again. But anyway, not a bath, a shower, because I can't take a bath. But anyway, oh, I did forget to mention, in the walker that they sent me home with, what I did was I actually have an apron that I had tied to it, and that way it had little pockets on it so that I could transport items back and forth, because with the walker it's kind of hard to actually hold something and use the walker. And actually the apron that I have is actually from Home Depot, and I suppose you could also probably use one like waiters use. Of course, they have like 3 little pockets in those. And actually, here's my walker's right here. So let me just show you what my walker my little apron on my walker is the little Home Depot thing. And that works out pretty well. I can fit a lot in there, so it's kind of funny. I just put everything I need in it and then wander off to where I need to go. But anyway, let's see. So day 4, I felt awesome. I did lots of walking. I even took a little small walk outside, and not too much resting, but I really didn't feel like I needed it. I wasn't overly tired that night or anything like that, but I felt great on day 4. So there's not really much that I can think of to say about that day. They all kind of just seem to run together. But day 5 was my worst day so far. Because I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, which I felt great at 4:30, but I had actually slept all night. I slept from I think I went to bed around 10:30 to 4:30, so I didn't even get up in the middle of the night or anything, but I felt great. I did my little breathing exercise before I got out of bed, took my Percocets and my stool softener, went and got my coffee, and then started doing some of my online shopping for Christmas. And I ended up walking back into my bedroom and noticed that I forgot to take my Zofran. And Zofran is actually an anti-nausea medication. And I learned months ago when I started taking Percocet that I have to take Percocet either with food, or I need to take a Zofran before I take a Percocet or I vomit. So anyway, so when I saw the Zofran there, I was like, oh crap. So I went ahead and I decided, well, I'll just take 2 Zofran and I'll just lay down and go to sleep. And maybe that'll make up for the fact that I didn't take my Zofran prior to taking my Percocets. Nope, that did not work. So I ended up vomiting that day, which was extremely painful for my incision on my abdomen again. And I kind of just felt sick all day. Even after I vomited, I didn't really feel much better. Around about 5 o'clock that night, I started feeling a little bit better, and I actually ate dinner. Also, you know what, one thing no one told me about, and I didn't hear on any of the videos that I watched, something to expect, is that your abdomen is going to be extended. Mine's kind of to the point where when my 5-year-old daughter saw me for the first time, she said, "Mommy, are you having a baby?" So I was like, no, I'm just fat. Or I look like I'm fat. I look like I'm about 4 or 5 months pregnant, and I'm not going to show you guys that because it's not the best feeling, especially since there's not a baby in there. It's just air, I guess. I'm not sure. Which actually turns out that most of my sweatpants don't fit me because my stomach's so big. I have about 2 pairs that fit me that are not too tight. So I have extra stretchy sweatpants that I wear. And then the others are just waiting for my abdomen to go down. And I actually asked the nurse, I was like, when's this going to go down? And she was like, she's like, when I had mine, it took about 3 months. And I'm thinking to myself, hopefully it's sooner than that, because I'm not going to go buy new pants just to go to work in, because I hope to be back to work before then. So I'm hoping it goes down before that. We'll find out. Anyway, so anyone that's having this 360 procedure done, just probably prepare for that. Make sure you have some extra stretchy pants to wear. Anyway, and in this next part, I know that no one cares to hear this part, but I finally had a bowel movement the night of day 5, and I thought that would make my stomach go down a little bit, but it had no change in my stomach. Anyway, so that brings me to today, which is day 6, and I feel great. I cut back on my Percocets today. I'm only taking 1 every 4 to 5 hours. I decided I'd see how it goes. If I can go longer than 5 hours, then I'll see. So far, I've only been able to go to 5 hours. So I'm due for my next one here in a little bit, and we'll see if I can extend it longer than that. Let's see. I mean, I guess that's about it. That's all I have on my list here. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. I do have my follow-up appointment tomorrow with the surgeon. They'll change my dressings then. So I have my same dressings on that they originally placed on, and I've just been putting what's called a shower guard over them when I've been taking my showers. And that's my boyfriend texting me. But when I've been taking my showers, I just put the shower guard over them so that they don't get wet. And they get a little bit wet, but it's not too bad. They dry out really quickly. But they're supposedly going to be changing my dressings tomorrow, so I'm pretty interested to see what my incisions themselves look like, because I have not seen them. I don't even know where exactly they are. I've been trying to feel around, and I can't really feel much. It just feels like dressing gauze and stuff like that. So I'm not sure where they are, how big they are, anything like that, which I'm not necessarily concerned about. I do feel really good, though. I still haven't really had any back pain or even incision pain on my back. So that's really good. But anyway, so I'll do another update. I guess if there are any changes in my progress, or anything interesting happens or that I find out, I'm not sure about how long that'll be, maybe a couple of weeks or a month or something like that. But so far, I'm doing really good. I'm doing better than I thought I would be, but I hope this helps somebody again. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good one, everybody.